right, let's take a live look at Washington, D.C. Tonight, Democrats rejecting the Department of Justice's offer to show a less redacted version of the Mueller report to leaders in Congress. Now, they want to see the whole thing, including grand jury material, Mueller's underlying evidence. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler issued a subpoena for the full report from the DOJ, but Republicans say it's time to move on.
Frustration is not obstruction. I think for those who are pursuing this, I think the American people are exhausted by it.
I believe he committed obstruction of justice, yes.
A Department of Justice spokesperson responded to Congressman Nadler's subpoena for that full report, calling it premature and unnecessary. Well, tonight we want to focus on what seems to be lost in the aftermath of the release of the Mueller report, the attack on the U.S. democratic process by the Russian government. The report concludes, quote, the Russian government perceived it would benefit from a Trump presidency and worked to secure that outcome, and, quote, expected it, the Trump campaign, would benefit electorally from information stolen and released through Russian efforts, close quote. Now, this was done by Russians hacking the Clinton campaign, the Democratic Party, and other institutions, as well as a targeted social media campaign. Our question tonight, how do we maintain the integrity of our system moving forward, and what's being done right now? Katie Blaze in studio tonight with a closer look at how Colorado viewed one of the states that's aggressively working to put safeguards in place, Katie, and ensure voter confidence.
Now, Rob, I spoke with former Secretary of State and now Colorado Springs City Council member Wayne Williams about this. He tells me attempts to influence elections in the U.S. have been going on for decades. The job now for elected officials to step up and get the funds needed to ensure the country's election process is secure.
Securing our elections is one of the fundamental parts of having a representative democracy like we have in Colorado and in the United States.
When Wayne Williams was Secretary of State in 2015, Colorado began to take several steps to do just that, one being a voter-verifiable paper ballot.
When you cast a ballot, whether you cast it in the mail ballot that you receive or you cast a ballot at a voting machine at a clerk's office or voter service and polling center, there is always a paper ballot that is produced as a result of that.
Something else implemented, the nation's first risk-limiting audit.
That means that after the election is over, we randomly poll a certain number of ballots. We review those to make sure that the machines accurately tallied that specific ballot.
The state also started two-factor authentication in regards to the voter registration database.
That means nobody can get in, even if they steal a password, even if they hack a password, they can't get into that voter database and try to make any changes in it.
And having our election system hijacked, it's a concern for people like David Burke.
Yeah, I am actually. I am. That's a really big deal. It's time to leave Trump alone, and it's time to start looking towards more of Homeland Security. I mean, the NSA is out there, the CIA is out there, Homeland Security is out there. They should be doing a better job of preventing things like this from happening.
Williams tells me there are some states that haven't implemented these election protections yet, and that they need to make this a priority.
Well, by the way, Colorado was only one among 21 targeted states to report to Homeland Security that Russian interests attempted to hack into our system in 2016 and is considered one of the safest states in the country to vote. The Secretary of State's office actually has more internet technology staff than purely elections-related staff, and it monitors Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as part of its social media security management. Always watching out for you, Colorado. Katie Blaze, News 5.